Guys, here we are, ATX RC Addicts and the new RX flick switch for the receiver for remote control of LEDs. Really quick, you'll notice that I got two white LEDs for the front of a Yeti. I've also got the King of Hammers light bar set up for the rear. And then I've got 4 daytime running lights set up. And that's just to show what we can do with the versatility of all of our products together. So I was able to flip those switches off with my RX, flick those lights off with my RX. And the reason I'm able to do that is I'm using a RX switch. This RX switch has a few plugs coming off of it. This plug is actually solid in there, and it's actually come with a cable that connects to your receiver. Your receiver is going to send power to the unit because the switch needs 6 volts of power, and it's also going to send the signal, obviously, from your switch. Out of it, you're going to have 2 outputs for the LEDs, and then you're going to have 1 input for what's called the load power. The LEDs are the load. So to isolate power to them, you're going to want to run either a BEC, a 9-volt battery, or balance off of a balance plug, whatever you want. Up to 30 volts this little switch can handle. 30 volts input on the load, not on the servo or on the RX side. RX side 6 volts, this side up to 31 volts actually. What that allows is it allows you to power with the ultimate harness. You're able to use your BEC to its ultimate capacity. This is a Turnigy. I would not recommend this for this huge setup. I would recommend always a Castle 10 amp unit because it's going to provide constant power at a very, very, very high amperage, which will be able to continue to power the entire load that we got here. This BEC is currently powering with the harness a servo, which is directly powered off the harness. Then it takes the signal wire and sends it back to the receiver, and this harness is plugged directly into the servo port. Then off of that, you're going to see we actually have 2 accessory outputs, negative and positive. You can plug LEDs directly into them. You could plug a winch controller into it, which would supply it power, and then you would obviously need to send the signal wire back to whatever channel. Or you could do any real accessory that you have that you could plug in with a 2-prong setup. There's tons of them out there, actuators, anything. And so what it does is these are going to be a constant source providing to the switch and to the LEDs, or you can eliminate the switch and just run all your LEDs obviously off the harness the way we have in the past. But for this demonstration, again, we're just looking at the switch and kind of the versatility of the unit. I really think this is something cool that a lot of people will like, is the ability to leave certain lights on and certain lights off. Servo still functions, so everything is just as it is. It's just kind of isolated down to using 1 power source. Now, something else that I could do just to specific order, if you're not running a BEC, we suggest it, first of all. But there's people out there that they just aren't running BECs. They are happy with what setup they have. They don't see any problems with it, and that's fine. I can actually wire these plugs to not need the additional power input. What I can do is I can actually take the power input from the servo side or the auxiliary input side, and I can actually jumper wire it over to the power input on this side. That will hinder you to whatever voltage your RX and your ESC can put out and handle, but it's something that you can consider, and just let me know if you don't want to have to power it off of a BEC or a separate source. We can do that. These units are also waterproofable. It's going to be $5 extra for that. The unit itself is going to be $30 shipped, and then it's going to be $25 added on. As usual, you guys know, with multiple purchases and other kits involved, that I always do discounts, so just talk to me about it, and I'll see what we can do. So that's our new RX switch and the ultimate BEC bypass, all powering everything together, as well as allowing you to select the lights on and off. So appreciate it. Thanks for all y'all's support. Have a great day.